Let me start by being very, very clear.
Trudeau tries to shut down questions about Chinese political interference using the R word. Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist with the Toronto Sun. Justin Trudeau had a stern warning for journalists Monday. Your questions about China interfering in Canada's election are racist, and they should stop. You can just forget all his words over the years about the importance of a free press. The questions were getting difficult. He wanted to stop them, so he turned to racism. Trudeau had been asked several questions Monday about allegations of election interference by the Chinese government. Among the questions Trudeau didn't give a clear answer to was on whether CSIS had warned the Liberal Party in 2019 that they had concerns about now Liberal MP Han Dong, that he'd received support from the Chinese consulate in Toronto. Here's Trudeau's reply.
There are 1.7 million Canadians who proudly trace their origins back to China. Those Canadians should always be welcomed as full Canadians and encouraged to stand for office, to get involved in their communities, and to take on part of the leadership of this country. Let me say that we are extraordinarily lucky and happy to have a member of Parliament like Han Dong in our midst, serving his community, serving our country alongside Chinese Canadian MPs from different parts of the country, alongside an extraordinary diverse group of MPs.
Now, that implies racism, his answer there, but eventually he did address the issue of the CSIS warning without saying whether or not it actually happened.
We have national security and intelligence agencies who are there to protect all Canadians of all different origins, as well as our democratic processes. And we always engage with them and listen to them. But let me also be very clear to a really important point that I think some folks are choosing to overlook. In a free democracy, it is not up to unelected security officials to dictate to political parties who can or cannot run.
Later in the news conference, CBC reporter Lorenda Redekop asked a straight-up question. She just wanted Trudeau to clarify what he meant with his earlier answer. Check out the exchange.
Once again, one of the things we've seen, unfortunately, over the past years is a rise in anti-Asian racism linked to the pandemic, and concerns being arisen around people's loyalties. I want to make everyone understand fully that Han Dong is an outstanding member of our team, and suggestions that he is somehow not loyal to Canada should not be entertained.
Invoking racism on an issue of national security and election integrity, and then telling journalists they're questioned should not be entertained, that's a chilling statement, one well beneath the Prime Minister. Trudeau could defend his government, he could defend his MP without resorting to these lowbrow bully tactics that tells any reporter asking questions that they're a racist. Redekop was just doing her job, and Trudeau issued her and every reporter coming after her a warning. He will use the R word against them if they question him. As for Trudeau's other statements, no one at this point has said Han Dong isn't loyal to Canada. The claim is the Chinese government helped him win an election in Canada. Questions about that should not only be entertained, they should be fully explored, reviewed, fact-checked, discussed openly. Trudeau has rejected calls for a public inquiry into this matter. He said, look, it's already being fully investigated by the Common Standing Committee on Procedure and House Affairs. If only Trudeau would actually let his MPs on this committee allow the committee to do their work. So far, the Liberals have used their time at committee to block requests for documents, block requests for access to witnesses, and they've been aided and abetted by the NDP. If Trudeau's serious that he wants the committee to do their work, he needs to tell them to stop blocking the committee's work and stop protecting the Liberal Party.
It is extremely important, as you say, that Canadians see that this is open, transparent, nonpartisan, independent, because we're all concerned and worried about our elections' integrity. And that's why we have put in place mechanisms, why we continue to see hearings on this in parliamentary committee, why we continue to be open and transparent, because yes, Openness and transparency is extraordinarily important for our democracies and for active defense of our democracies.
That's a nice sentiment from the Prime Minister. I'm not sure if I believe it, because if Trudeau believes those words, he will tell the MPs taking part in Wednesday's committee meeting that they need to be cooperative. He'll also tell officials from the RCMP, CSIS, the Foreign Affairs Department, and his own national security advisor, Jody Thomas, to be as open as possible with the committee. Anything else will only continue to look like Trudeau and the Liberal Party are protecting themselves rather than the integrity of our elections. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below, share this on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.